Okay. Right, here's the wing now. It's baked in the oven. It's come out, so we're going to get some guide coat on it first before we start blocking it down. So let him do his bit. Turn the machine on. There's a 320 on the block. Same process, just be very gentle with it because it's only a smart repair. You can see there where the high builder's gone over the rub through areas. The whole idea of this is to keep it local. Do the edges. Now to finish this off, Andrew's going to use a soft pad, which we've got here. We've got quite a few. We've got 400 and 800, and then he'll finish the whole process off with 1000. So he's going to use the 400 on the edges just to get it to come down a bit. You can wet flat it if you want to. There's no rule to say that you can't. Some people like to wet flat it when it comes into small area because you've got two systems, a dry flatting and a wet flatting. But for this purpose, at the moment, we're just going to use the dry flatting. Now remember, once you've got the process where you want it, you always take out the previous scratches with a slightly finer paper. So at the moment, first thing Andrew did was he used a 320. This is a 400 where he's just prepping it over very lightly, because don't forget, this is a blow-in that we're doing here, a little blending. So he's just checking it and feathering out the edges ever so slightly to the 400. When he's finished and he's happy with it, Andrew will then move on to the next stage. He will then go and use his 800. So that's even finer. Basically what we want to do is don't want any hard edge anywhere, so it's a fine process. And like I said, some people like to wet flat it when it gets to that area. There's no rules that says you can't do that. When Andrew's happy with that, we'll just finish off that last bit, the 800s, and then Andrew's now going to move on to 1000, which he has a special disc for this 1000. It's a new system we have. It's what we call a soft foam system. It can be used wet or dry, and Andrew is just going to use it dry on his hand, and it's really good prepping system. There's many on different manufacturers use this, but this is the one we're using, is the 3M1. You can see slightly through the primer, but that won't matter, because if you wanted to wet it on top of that, you can do, but it hasn't rubbed through it. It's just what we call grinning through. So all Andrew's doing now is prepping it to the furthest point where he wants to take the clear coat. So like I said, this is a small blend that we're going to do here. Just finishing off that area. So that's the furthest point he's going to go with his clear coat. That's finished it off nicely. So That's fine. That's perfect for the actual blending process.